we are. Okay, make sure. Stop
Bless
it.
you.
Kiss my ass.
He probably would.
What the hell's that?
It's a walkie-talkie. They added a new one.
Oh, I'm like, like, why am I
There's
here?
that. There's also
Oh shit. Ooh.
like computer.
That would be perfect for Ellie right now because of her background.
That would actually not in the 50s. The first one
That would be perfect for when we do future.
would be
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah.
That'd be good for 80s too.
But then also like that walkie-talkie, like you randomly go into a dark place and all you hear is, that'd be terrifying. So it goes from this, or
Mm. Spooky.
Will you fucking stop with the snakes? Hi, Triple Dub.
howdy
Hey,
everybody.
Triple.
Welcome. The wrap up for case number 1. I'm gonna see if everybody survives it.
Because someone fucked up.
You can't deny it.
No, I'm sorry. It was a cute, cuddly little fox.
That has
act like-
worn out sigils on it.
I don't care. It was cute and cuddly. You all would have done the
It's
same
evil.
thing.
We didn't, though.
Benjamin would not have. Benjamin was full on leave it alone.
Should I tell you where I got the idea for that creature?
No. Yes.
It's based off of a kitsune.
That's what I thought.
But kitsune aren't necessarily evil.
They
Yes,
they
yeah.
trick humans, but they also serve as benevolent messengers sometimes of the god. Anybody know?
I'm not really
name I
familiar
can't
with
pronounce.
Asian deities.
Inari.
Matarasu?
Inari.
Oh, Inari.
Inari. But they a lot of times kitsune will appear as beautiful women to trick humans.
How fucked are we?
I mean, we don't know it's evil.
I mean, we played right into. You don't think so? We just brought it home.
I mean, I'm just mostly trying to convince myself.
Triple, I think you're thinking of sirens.
Yeah.
I want the record to show.
Well, mermaids also do lure. Will also lure sail. I mean, the
Yes.
sirens, mermaids,
It's
they all
dependent on location.
Yeah, they do tend to blend together.
Yeah.
And I want the record to show it was not me that touched the shiny object this time.
No, it wasn't. It was.
It was
Ben.
not Benjamin.
Yeah.
I mean, real Ben, not fake Ben.
I didn't
I'm
touch any shiny object.
I've learned my lesson.
I've been hesitant and not wanting to be in this bunker more than it was.
I mean, at
That
least
made me do a
we're
turn.
starting a campaign where you haven't killed anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
I didn't kill anybody in camp. Oh, wait.
Oh,
Ah,
remember, honey, the internet is forever.
every campaign you've killed somebody.
Tales of a County, I did not.
That's because it was like, what, 4 weeks and that was it?
Yeah.
Still counts.
And you were all children?
Still counts.
I mean, give it time. We were.
You
in a
probably
row.
would have killed us if you gave you time.
I think my character was the one that came closest to almost killing a party member. on
we
that
should
one.
we should put up like on our social media pages like a kill count,
a
above
ticker.
each other. Yeah, like a little ticker.
Yeah,
of-
kill count for each of our characters.
No. That's not fair. Because I'm up to 3. No, it's 3.
I don't know. Have I
Oh my
gotten
God,
anybody
4.
killed yet?
Sorry, 4.
I don't remember. I don't think I have.
I don't think you have.
No, suicides
I will
don't count.
eventually.
She blew herself up.
Yeah.
That was her. She went down and blew herself up and came back as Safi.
Yeah.
Well, in this one, when you die, basically.
Yep.
'Cause if you get to that point, you done fucked up.
Thanks, Triple. I haven't killed anybody in a while.
I wonder
Not
if we're.
since-
Go ahead.
Not since the beginning of Ellendor.
When we buy our studio, we're gonna put like, you know how factories have it's been 0 days
Yes.
since an incident, since a workplace incident. It's gonna be
Yes.
0 days since Pam has killed a character.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
She's in recovery.
Yes.
She's been close to killing Carl.
But I haven't actually shot him yet.
The episode's not over.
Also, keep in mind, my character has been nothing but nice to everybody, and actually got us hot.
Besides
Calling-
calling him a dog,
That
you
was
called him a dog.
That was probably the
That's being
closest
nice.
you got to Ellie actually taking her gun and shooting you in the head.
What, for calling fake Benjamin names?
You literally, I don't care about the name. You
Specifically
called him
a dog.
Do you remember what we talked about earlier? Was it today or yesterday about after we left the museum about what the GIs wanted to do to the Nazis? Just grease them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We went to the museum yesterday and went to the Holocaust Memorial.
exhibit, the Auschwitz exhibit.
Oh,
As
It's
very
Yeah,
intense.
it's horrible.
there
I'll go
will
to
be we'll be
some
doing a
Heartbreaking.
we'll be putting up a video and everything on it on the Scarlet Tavern stuff.
Yeah, I was close. I was in tears because it was. You listened to it. It was an audio tour,
Mm.
and
It was very quiet in there.
it was.
I mean,
Very
partly
crowded too.
very
Did they
crowded.
have the face plates and the shoes and all that like they do in DC?
They had some shoes, not like the one
This
there.
everything from here is brought over from
Like that museum.
no
Poland.
from Poland.
Oh yeah, from
It's the
Oh,
actual
wow.
museum. It's brought over from Poland.
from the actual Auschwitz camp.
Yeah.
Because the
The
exhibit
camp
is
is
actually Auschwitz.
Yeah, the campus, the original Auschwitz-Birkenau camp is now turned into a museum that you can go through and
Yeah.
all of that. So they brought everything over from that. And oh my God. So we'll be putting pictures and videos and stuff up of everything we saw in there under the Scarlet Tavern. And because that leaves in April. But we also like our museum's cool too because it's the Hall of Justice.
It's the actual inspiration.
It is the inspiration for the Hall of Justice and for the Justice League. Because the two
wow.
creators of the Justice League are from around this area, and they used the museum, which used to be the only the big central train station.
It's still a train station, but
Just not as big.
Yeah,
It's not as used. Amtrak uses like one part of it, and that's it. The rest is a museum.
Yeah.
But it was the actual inspiration. Like in this new Superman movie, they filmed inside of it.
Oh wow.
If you've seen it, when they're in there talking about forming the Justice League and what they should call themselves and stuff, that is in there. Nathan Fillion stood where we stood.
Yeah. And then we surprised Ben with going to the IMAX.
Yeah, they have this big dome IMAX. It's really cool.
The Omni.
It's the
IMAX.
Omniplex.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
It had D-Day. It was really good.
it was D-Day, and it was really, really cool.
Yeah, the Auschwitz exhibit was very, I would say, very humbling because you just, like I said, it's very quiet there. Partly because people are trying to listen, and it's just
that reverence.
Yeah, this is
that
not a
sense of reverence. I mean, you're seeing children's shoes.
Just stuff like there's a lot of artwork, and a lot of it was from artists who actually survived, or in some cases didn't survive Auschwitz. They talked about the forced euthanization of mentally disabled people.
The actin T4.
Yeah.
It was horrible. And then they built like this. It looks like one of the.
Oh no, it is. It is an actual
that they lived in.
Yeah, it's if you read, they had the little sign there. It was the actual bunkhouse.
And then
Auschwitz.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now I don't know if you guys know this. You probably do, but they also had like gay people in the camps, and a lot of the times when the camps were liberated, those gay people were sent to prison.
Yeah.
For being gay.
There's always one myth. I remember we talked about it. I try to dispel it whenever I hear it. So I heard it when I was younger that when because the Soviets, the Russians were the ones who liberated Auschwitz, and they were the first ones who started like saying like hey, these are death camps. We're finding death camps. The myth was, and I'm convinced a bunch of anti-communist people spread it, was that that the Soviet like propaganda people, the ones who did like the newsreels, were forced the prisoners to walk back and forth along like the main avenue of Auschwitz so that they could get the best shots. And a bunch of prisoners died because again they're in Auschwitz, whatever. But it turned out that was actually not true. The Soviets actually did something that was one of the few things I admire. So they surrounded the camp. Surprisingly, there were still guards there at the camp when they liberated. I couldn't understand that. It's like where were you? Why didn't you guys run? Because they had to have known that if they got caught, they were dead. So the Soviets just surrounded the camp, and the prisoners who were still able-bodied, and that wasn't very many, they gave them hammers, picks, boards with nails in them, and said, "We'll be back in the morning," and just kind of
have fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was no supervision, nothing, and all of those guards, the ones again, the dumb ones who didn't leave, were just now surrounded by the people they had been brutalizing for 6+ years.
Yeah,
Good. I hope they got their asses kicked.
They had.
They were beat to death.
They had soup cans there, and I didn't know this. That they could only stomach a tablespoon of soup 3 times a day.
Because they were so used to being starved.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, because when you're starving, you can't like give them a whole bunch of food because they'll die.
When it led to a lot of death when the Allies started liberating the camps, they saw a bunch of starving people.
And of course, they wanted to feed them because they're being nice. Yep. And they ended up dying. Your stomach will actually explode.
I'm sure nobody thought that.
Yeah,
I'm sure nobody thought that K rations and C rations would be considered luxurious food to starving people.
1 minute until we start.
I have time. Do I have time? Yes, I do. No, I don't.
1 minute to see the actions of Carl's actions.
The results of Carl's actions, you mean?
What are you trying to do?
I was going to get coffee, but
you don't have time.
I don't have time.
Should have thought about that.
I know.
While you were talking.
I know.
"13 doors and 13 keys, locked in silence, lost in dreams, sigils carved in blood and bone, never speak their names alone. Lies are truth and shadows light, watchers wake but never fight, dust and ash and names erased, A sigil burns where time's displaced. Turn the page, but read with care. What's forgotten waits down there. 13 marks upon the skin. Once it starts, it crawls within.
All right. So, last we left off. Well, first, this is 13th Sigil, a live play horror TTRPG. This case set in the 1950s, where containment matters more than truth and procedure decides who survives. Tonight's case is classified and protocols are active. Welcome to Division 13. Last we left off, you continued exploring the bunker, finding various clues, finding clues that pointed to another set of Division 13 members being here at some point. Classified Division 13 documents being found. You found evidence of experiments, sacrifice, and some kind of fox-like creature. After seemingly bonding with it, you decided to follow the clues that you had received, that you had found earlier, coordinates leading you to hopefully the place where everything originated, St. Adelia. Upon arriving there, you found another one of the collars similar to what is around the neck of Gustav the fox. And a chill reaching down your spine as that's where we pick up. The wind is pretty heavy until it begins to fade as the trees, they stand motionless, their branches suspended in an unnatural stillness. The air grows heavier and cooler, as if the mountain itself has drawn a slow breath and chosen not to release it. There's a grinding sound beneath the monastery that is steady and deliberate, stone shifting somewhere below the foundation. It's not loud, but it's deep enough that you feel it through the soles of your boots. Gustav stiffens in your arms. His body tense, his ears flattened, eyes fixed on the building. He slips free of the blanket with a
That's
quiet
easy.
twist and lands lightly on the gravel. Instead of bolting, he stands there staring towards the side entrance. The faint markings beneath his fur seem darker in the shadow of the monastery wall. The broken containment collar at your feet shifts slightly, the metal catching against stone with a small, unmistakable click. From within the monastery, a bell, doom, doom, resonates through the structure, but it doesn't come from the tower. It rises from below the ground, vibrating through the stone and into the open air. It lingers longer than it should before fading. The side entrance is marked Keine Erkennung im Gebäude.
What does that mean? One moment. Since I'm the German.
Keine Erkennung im Gebäude.
No detection in the building.
That side entrance hangs partially open. The door rests inward, revealing a stairwell descending into shadow. The darkness inside is complete, swallowing the lower steps after only a few feet. Then you hear it. Footsteps from within.
Pull my gun and point toward the entrance.
I do the same.
They're measured,
Okay, prop.
controlled, not hurried. The sound of someone moving down stone stairs. The steps stop just beyond sight. Gustav's gaze remains fixed on the doorway. There's tension in him, but not panic. Something closer to recognition. The monastery feels occupied. Whatever waits below knows you're there.
I look to the.
I pull out my flashlight and I click it on. I kind of peer in to see if I can see anything down the steps besides darkness.
Just dark.
I pull out my dagger and my flashlight and click it on.
Yeah, I pull out my ritual knife.
What did you do?
I look back. What does you mean? I did do nothing. As I look back to the entrance with the gun, with my kind of just make sure, feeling liking the feeling of the gun in my hand because it's real. And I'm pretty sure we're about to go and deal with some things that shouldn't be real. I look to the others. So, who is first?
I walk down the steps.
Okay. I look down to Gustav. Come in, mind.
I take a breath and I follow Shauna.
God, it sounds like there's a demon party going on down there.
Yeah,
about to say.
I put Benjamin in front of me.
I click on a flashlight. Not really wanting to go down.
I kind of look down at Gustav. Gustav's still like all tense, looking at that thing at the entrance, right?
It's not really tense. Just recognizes this place.
And I start walking down with Benjamin in front of me to be able to protect.
Meat shield.
No, protect Ben.
I look down at Gustav. I say, "Comes to mit, mein Freund." I say it gently, like I would to an animal, like a pet.
You're gonna call it a Fuchs.
Come to Fuchs.
Fuchs. German for fox.
Fox. Yeah.
Remember, if you forget, Fuchsbau.
Fuchsbau. Yeah.
Grimm.
Great show.
Maybe we'll do a one shot based off of the Grimm fairy tales.
Be nice.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Oh, it'd be so much fun.
Kommst du mit, mein Fuchsen? Mein Fuchsenfrei?
It follows.
I go down.
Okay. You move as a unit, weapons up, flashlights cutting thin white beams through the stairwell. The air inside is colder than outside and carries the faint scent of old incense layered over damp stone. The stairwell is narrow, carved directly into the foundation rock. The walls are older than the monastery above, rough-hewn, uneven, reinforced layer with concrete ribs that don't quite match the original structure.
Do we see any evidence of the monks that were there?
Nope.
So this is something.
You're still going down the stairs.
Hmm.
Your boots echo softly as you descend. Gustav follows close behind, not needing encouragement. He stays low, quiet, occasionally glancing back up the stairs as if ensuring the exit still exists.
Without continuing to face forward, I say back to Carl, make sure you're checking our 6.
Hold as I keep looking, as I'm glancing backwards.
About 20 steps down, the temperature drops again. Your breath begins to show faintly in the flashlight beams. The grinding sound has stopped, replaced by a subtle hum that seems to vibrate through the stone itself. Halfway down, one of your beams catches writing on the wall. It's not carved, it's written in charcoal, layered over older Latin scripture. Er war nichts für das Tier gedacht, or it was not meant for the animal. And as you continue a few steps lower, der Körper war die Lösung. The body was the solution.
Is that Latin or Old German?
German.
Like medieval German or like recent German?
Recent German. The writing grows more frantic the further you descend, smearing where fingers dragged across it. At the bottom of the stairwell, the steps open into a circular chamber carved into the bedrock. The ceiling arches overhead, supported by stone columns that predate the modern reinforcements. Cables snake along the floor and disappear into cracks in the rock. In the center of the room stands a containment ring etched directly into the stone. The sigils are older than those in the bunker, more deliberate and less experimental. But the ring is empty. But the metal restraint harness that once stood at its center lies twisted on the ground, bolts torn free from the stone itself. One of your flashlight flickers. It doesn't go out, it just pulses. Gustav walks forward slowly until he stands at the edge of the ring.
I see that. It's like, Gustav, come and see here.
He doesn't cross it, but he looks at the torn harness and his ears lower.
I was seeing the cables. Do I hear or detect any hidden transmissions or anomalous signals?
No. from somewhere deeper in the rock, beyond visible passageways. A slow exhale. Not close, but not distant either. Something moved when you opened that crate. It has followed you here. What do?
I want to look. I want to click my flashlight on, and I want to look around the room, see if I see anything else, like any other writing, anything that kind of sees what whoever was last in this room was up to.
I'm doing the same thing.
Okay. Make aptitude checks, please.
Aptitude checks. Righto.
I'll probably be trying to detect
Around.
any active sigils and if there is any, what they do.
Okay, everybody just go ahead and make an aptitude check.
Okay, I was gonna say I'll use my veil sensitive trait too. Starting off strong.
Oh yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
I got a really good roll.
I almost had a bad roll.
Good.
Wow. What is this, the Hate Carl session?
No, every session is. No. Listen, in normal D&D, I'm never trying to kill you guys.
Oh, no.
This is the one that I'm actively trying to. A normal DM in a normal session would never try and kill their players.
Bullshit.
It cuts the story short.
Cuts the
Now you
story
want to
short.
kill
But
some
guess
of
what?
them or maim some of them, but
These are short stories.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can kill y'all and not think twice about it.
These are going to work a dice joke.
It's right there.
Okay. Vesper.
23.
Okay. Success. Shauna.
29.
Okay. Success. Benjamin.
30 plus.
Success. Ellie.
7.
Critical failure.
Fuck.
Carl.
12.
Success. Barely. Everybody
Did-
else, you guys were all critical successes.
Okay, heck yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Fuck.
Okay. So you spread out along the perimeter of the chamber, flashlights tracing the walls instead of the center. The beam of one of your lights catches a section of stone that doesn't match the rest. Smoother, deliberately flattened. There's notes there. Carved into the rock with a knife. The handwriting changes as it goes, at least 3 different hands, some precise and clinical, others rushed and uneven. Near the entrance to the chamber, you see transfer Elfo Greek subject stable. Just transfer successful, subject stable. Then below it, a different hand. Where haben es falsch eingeschätzt. We misjudged it. Further along the wall, the tone shifts, less report and more of a confession. Die Form ist nichts, die Einheit. The form is not the entity. Then there's tally marks scratched beside that line. Dozens of them, grouped in 5s, then left abandoned. Near the broken harness, deeper gouges in stone cut through older writing. It says, Der Mensch war zu unstable. The human was too unstable. And underneath it says, Das Tier war ruhiger. The animal was calmer.
I'm reading that.
And then a flashlight steadies on the final section, partially hidden beneath the fallen restraint frame. Someone tried to erase it. They scraped the stone raw, but the words remained. Inert sich. I'm going to let you translate this one.
Oh boy.
Because I think it'd be creepier coming from you.
How scared should I be that I critically failed?
You'll see.
As I'm kind of tracing along, repeating what was being said, I look to the others and I just say, "He remembers."
And then below it, smaller. Wenn ganz wird, sind wir nichts mehr notwendig.
And I say, "When he is whole, we will no longer be necessary." My voice is starting to shake a little.
And as you say that, Gustav lowers himself to the stone at the edge of the containment ring, watching. And there are drag marks in the dust leading away from the center of the chamber toward a narrow fracture in the rock wall. It's not a formal tunnel, more like something forced its way through natural stone, widening it just enough. Cold air seeps from that crack. The last visible carving sits just beside it. The letters are shallow, almost careful. Veilse mer.
Forgive me. I'm kind of stand up from reading the translate. I'm assuming I had to bend down for it. I looked to the others. Whatever happened here, it failed. But I don't understand. The human vessels are not worthy. What did they use? Did they do something else? Did something else to use a vessel for?
I point my flashlight at Gustav and I'm like, I think we have our answer.
I shine my light over to Gustav as well.
He's sitting there at the edge.
I kind of call over Gustav. Gustav, come and see here. Come and see here.
Nothing.
I actually walk over to where Gustav is sitting and looking at what he's looking at.
He's just staring at that restraint collar.
I'm going to take a closer look at it. I'm not going to touch it, but I'm going to.
To take a closer look, you have to step inside the ring.
That's done, y'all. I
No!
stepped into the ring to get a closer look at this thing.
Vesper, what the hell are you doing?
Try to stop her. To try to pull her back. I'm going to attempt.
Okay, so Vesper, you make a finesse, and Benjamin, you make a might.
Of course.
It couldn't been worse than a 7.
Benjamin?
I'm still calculating.
Yes!
Finally.
Finally, we got it!
You finally got him. Vesper.
Four.
Oof.
I rolled a lot of ones.
Benjamin.
26.
So you're able to
Christ.
grab her right before her foot steps into the circle.
I kind of look
No.
back and forth between Gustav and my knife, trying to figure out if the right answer is to kill this thing.
Damn.
I'm trying to figure out if it's better for this entity to be in the fox or if it's better for the entity to be out of the fox.
But we
And
don't know
not
if it's a
here,
good or bad
possibly.
entity.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to suss
I
out.
go up to Gustav, not to kill him.
You're going to try to cross the circle too?
No, I'm gonna try and pull him away from the circle, like pick him up.
Okay.
Is there a stick or anything? Or any long, anything that's long?
No.
You're gonna try and hit me with a stick.
No!
Not today.
I was going to try to use the stick to pull the
Oh,
collar outside of the ring.
actually, that makes sense. That might work.
All right, so you're gonna try and pull Gustav away.
Yeah, from the circle.
Okay.
Like, just not like hurt again. Just kind of like, come here. It's a little fox. I was carrying him for a while.
Okay. So you step forward and crouch beside Gustav. Reaching for his collar to help kind of pull him back. And he doesn't resist at first. He lets your hand close around the leather strap. His body's warm and solid. The moment his paws lift from the edge of the containment ring, the carved sigils flare, not with light, but with pressure. The air compresses inward
Yep.
toward the circle, pulling dust and loose debris with it in a sudden inward spiral. Gustav lets out a sound that isn't a whimper. It's layered.
Oh.
There's something deep and it resonant in a way no fox's throat should allow. You feel it first. Your vision tightens at the edges like a lens snapping into focus. And for a split second, you're not in the chamber. You're inside it years ago, watching figures in coats and clerical collars argue around the harness. A man strapped into the center of the ring, blood at the corners of his mouth, eyes open, furious and lucid. Voices overlapping in German. Der Falz, der Körper hat es nicht. Bindet es nichts werden. Then the man looks directly at you. Not past you, at you. Recognition dawns in his expression and he smiles. And then the present slams back into place. The containment ring pulses once, a low vibration that cracks across the chamber floor like distant thunder. You're holding Gustav and you feel something grip your waist. Not physically, but with intent. A presence sliding up the bones of your arm, testing the shape of your thoughts. And Gustav's eyes are no longer animal. For a fraction of a second, the pupils split, vertical and round at once, two focus points occupying the same space. The sigils carved into the stone begin to fracture. Hairline cracks spider outward from the ring. The narrow fracture in the wall widens by a breath, dust spilling from it. Every flashlight flickers. Gustav twists in your grip, not to escape, but to press back towards the circle. The moment his paw touches the carved stone again, the pressure drops. The air releases, the crack stops spreading, and the visions end. You're left with a sharp burning sensation on your wrist. When you look down, faint red lines mark your skin. Sigil fragments imprinted like pressure burns.
I kind of like, as I back away.
Gustav stands there again at the edge of the ring, breathing fast now. He doesn't look at you. He looks at the harness, and the fracture in the wall shifts.
I don't know what this. What's in what is that thing? I just glare at Gustav and the center of the sigil. Is it?
I go over to Carl and look at his arm.
I hold it out. It's like something just burned me. But
there is a direct copy of a sigil that is on Gustav.
I look over to Benjamin. Carl fucked up a little bit.
I'm gonna
let me see.
quickly walk over and grab his wrist and look at it. And am I recognizing this one as the same binding one, I'm guessing?
Make an aptitude check.
What have we learned about not touching stuff?
just trying to drug the fox. Clearly, it plays a part in this abomination.
$26.
Yes. It is the same binding rune.
I hope
is
you
it?
like your soul in your body,
Hope my soul would be in my body.
even after death.
What's this one?
I remind him of the marks on the same binding on me.
How do we get them off?
You don't.
Not without great torment. It's the reason I haven't removed mine. Now, the main thing we need to make sure is nothing else is in there with you.
Something else. I feel fine. It's kind of. I feel fine. I'm well. Well as anyone can be in this godforsaken place.
I'm going to try and decipher the sigils of the circle.
Okay. Make an aptitude check.
And I gain edge with that because of my background or my heritage. Okay. Mm. 10.
Failure.
My dice?
My dice are being an ass today.
You know, actually,
That
no,
is
I'm
a
not
failure.
gonna-
You can see that they're sigils, but you cannot make out what they are.
I just kind of keep rubbing my wrist. I'm like, can we figure out what it is that is happening in this location?
Oh, I'm gonna hate this. And I'm gonna go fetch Gustav.
Oh,
Fully picking him up.
Okay. So you're just gonna go try and remove him from the circle again.
Yes, he is. More since he's a little bit more understanding of all this. And hopefully
Okay.
some of those runes on him is also protection.
Make a resolve check.
I'm gonna take some gauze out of my med kit and wrap it around Carl's wrist, so he stops rubbing on.
Okay.
I'm gonna check Carl's eyes to make sure they don't like do anything weird, since we know that the fox's eyes did some weird stuff when it was bound to him.
Okay.
I'm gonna do like a follow my finger and all that.
Do you feel anything else?
I
Any pain anywhere else besides your wrist?
36.
Okay.
don't believe so. I
Oh, I like that.
God, I hear some evil French.
So you decide to try again. You reach for Gustav. He does not fight. He looks up at you. And there's something like warning in his eyes. The moment his body leaves contact with the carved stone, the chamber reacts differently than before. There's no pressure surge, no dramatic pulse. Instead, the sigils in the innermost ring begin to fill,
Oh, fuck.
like ink spreading through carved channels beneath the surface of the stone. Thin black lines race along the inner geometry, completing shapes that were only partially visible before. The unfinished inscription at the base of the ring continues carving itself. Stone flakes away as if cut by an invisible tool. Wein die Hule versagt, sucht es einen neuen Trager. If the vessel fails, it seeks a new bearer. Gustav goes rigid in your hands. The fracture in the wall exhales. The air in the chamber becomes heavy, like breath shared too close. You feel it. A warmth spreads up your arm and across your chest. Your thoughts sharpen. Your hearing becomes unnaturally precise. You can hear the heartbeat of the person next to you. And only the heartbeat. Faint. The faint scrape of stone deep in the cracks. It's Gustav's pulse. And beneath it, another rhythm. Slow, measured, familiar. Images press into your mind. Not full visions, but impressions. A uniform collar, ink-stained fingers signing documents, a voice giving orders in a room that never saw daylight, the conviction of someone who believed containment justified anything. The presence isn't trying to possess you, it's assessing, testing the edges of your cognition like fingers pressing against glass. The sigils on the floor shift function. What was once a filter begins to map. Lines of black energy leap from the circle to you, Benjamin. Faint at first, then brighter, mirroring the geometry across your skin and fleeting after images. Everyone in the room feels it now. A subtle pull behind your eyes. A suggestion to step closer, to understand, to look longer. I need everyone to make a resolve check at disadvantage.
So I'm only rolling 1d6 because I have an obstruction?
Yes.
Was my last aptitude a crit or no?
No.
So 36. No?
So
Okay.
disadvantage.
Okay, I have an edge.
So lose a dice.
Yeah, but what you said? Resolve.
You suck!
Resolve.
You suck!
I hope mine's good enough.
Okay.
Yes. Remember, ones and twos implode.
Oh, thankfully I got a 4.
Vesper,
12.
fail.
Oh, shit.
Shauna,
So I had an edge, so it evened it out. I got a 21.
success. Just a regular success. Benjamin,
27.
success. Ellie,
9.
fail.
The number, or are you just saying 9?
I can only roll 1d6 because I had an obstruction. And my
Carl,
resolve is a 5.
22.
success. If you failed, you gain a mark of exposure.
Minor or major?
Minor. For now.
I'm at 2.
Okay.
I'm at 2 stability and 2 minors.
Okay. So, Benjamin, are you going to lower Gustav back?
Oh. No, I'm going to try to remove him from this thing. All warnings tell me not to, but
You're holding him right now. Do you want to continue to hold him?
yeah, I'm going to carry him out of the ring.
He wasn't in the ring. He was on the outer edge of the ring.
So he was activating this thing from the outer edge.
He didn't activate it.
Oh.
You
I'm
just
gonna-
chose to pick him up again.
I look at him and go, what are you? And not just what you appear to be. And I'm going to remove the coat pretty much so that his skin can touch the runes as well, see if anything happens to our communication.
Nothing.
I'm gonna put him down, and then I'm gonna point to the harness because I'm trying to solve how to break all this.
Okay. Do you want him to go to the harness? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm pointing to that as an indication of is this what's causing most of this? What's happening? Is this a source of his imprisonment?
He just stares at you.
You're not gonna make this easy on me, are you? So you all want to know why the handler wants me? I'm sure the runes give some of it away.
Why don't you tell us?
Get rid of
I,
attitude.
wrist hurts.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna take 7 days for the pain to go away. But look how many I have. It's gonna be a remembrance, but probably not gonna hurt as much as this is gonna. I'm gonna walk in and try to remove this harness to bring it out.
You're gonna. I go and pull him in the back.
I help Ollie pull him back.
Benjamin steps forward before anyone can stop him. The air inside the chamber feels denser near the ring, like the space itself is holding tension. Benjamin crosses the outer ring. Nothing happens. He steps across the middle ring. A faint hum beneath his boots. Subtle but present, vibrating through the stone and into his bones. When he crosses into the innermost ring, the temperature drops sharply. Benjamin, your breath fogs in front of you. The carved symbols around your feet feel less like markings and more like circuitry. The broken harness lies twisted at the center. Metal straps bent, buckles warped outward as if something inside it once strained against restraints long enough to deform steel. You reach for it?
Yep.
Okay. You kneel and reach for it. The moment your hand closes around the cold metal, the chamber reacts. The sigils beneath your knees begin to align. Carved lines that looked fractured from above now connect from your vantage point. From inside the circle, the geometry resolves into something intentional. The harness was not just a restraint. It was a conductor. As Benjamin lifts it slightly from the stone, the inner ring darkens, the carved channels filling again, but this time they don't reach outward. They converge towards him. Your vision sharpens abruptly. You see the carvings not as symbols, but as language, structural logic. Bind, filter, anchor, transfer, sustain. The impressions come faster this time. A man standing where you kneel now, the harness locked around a human chest. Clergy and officers arguing about stability. A decision made out of desperation, not malice. Then something shifts in the memory. The man in the harness is no longer screaming. He's calm, listening, and learning. The sensation in your hands changes. The harness grows warm, not burning. Familiar. As if it recognizes sigil literacy in you. Outside the ring, Gustav stands slowly. The fox's gaze is fixed on you, ears forward, body tense but not afraid. The fracture in the wall emits a faint grinding response. You feel the circle trying to measure you. You understand something in that moment. The harness doesn't activate unless worn, and the ring does not complete its function without a bearer inside it. The carved line at the base of the circle is fully legible now from your position. If the vessel fails, it seeks a new bearer. The hum intensifies slightly. You are standing exactly where the previous one stood. Would you like to... You have a few options. You can either drop the harness and step away. You can put on the harness, or you can try and push deeper to see if you can see who it was exactly that was here before.
I'm going to push deeper. Shut up.
Push it real good.
Okay. Make a resolve check.
Did I get advantage from that last one or no?
No.
Okay. I didn't think I did.
What did we have to roll?
A high number.
$21.
Okay. All right. So, you don't pull away. You tighten your grip on the harness and lean into the sensation instead of resisting it. The hum beneath your knees steadies, then lowers in pitch until it feels less like vibration and more like an alignment. The chamber fades, audibly first. The drip of water stops, the shifting stone stills, even the breath in your lungs becomes distant. Then the stone around you is no longer cracked and abandoned. It's lit by lanterns. The harness in your hands is not broken. It's polished, functional, and secured around a man seated upright within the circle. He's smaller than history would make him. Shoulders narrow beneath the straps, hair parted with obsessive precision. The mustache is unmistakable, trimmed and severe above a tight mouth. His eyes are pale and restless, darting between the clergy, the officers, and the engineers. There's fear in the room, but not his. Theirs. Voices overlap in German. They speak of collapse, of capture, of inevitability, of a Reich that is already breaking above them while they work in secret beneath the monastery. One man insists the ritual is incomplete. Another says there's no time left. The seated man raises his hand and the argument stops. His voice is controlled, thin, but cutting. He speaks not of defeat, but of continuation. He speaks of legacy. He speaks of the body as temporary. You begin to feel the circle around him activate as it did then. The outer ring binds the flesh. The inner ring isolates the consciousness. The middle ring strains under the weight of ego too large for its design. And the ritual begins. The man in the harness does not scream. He concentrates. His pupils dilate, not in terror, but in refusal. He will not end. The geometry shifts. Something in the design falters. The human nervous system is not stable enough to contain the compression. The man convulses, restrained by the harness. Blood threads from his nose. His heartbeat becomes erratic. The engineer shouts. The clergy hesitates. Someone alters the circle mid-ritual. The filtration becomes transfer. The human vessel fails, but the consciousness does not dissipate. It spills, not upward, sideways. The chamber tilts. You see a crate, wool blankets, a small fox held trembling at the edge of the circle as a desperate technician shouts that animal cognition is simpler, more stable, less fragmented. They shove the fox into the center. The geometry collapses inward. The man in the harness goes slack. The fox screams once, and then everything goes quiet. The fox's eyes open. They are not animal. They are furious. And then the presence slams back in your head. You're kneeling in the ruined circle. The harness in your hands is warped and cold again. The consciousness inside Gustav is not ancient folklore. It's the remnant of a man who refused extinction. A will compressed into something smaller, trapped in fur and bone, waiting. And behind you, Gustav stands perfectly still. His eyes meet yours. There's no confusion, no innocence, only calculation. From within the fracture of the wall comes a slow shift of stone. The rest of the ritual did not fail. It's scattered. Some of it's down that hole. Now you understand exactly what you brought with you out of the forest.
You fucking asshole.
Do we only Benjamin saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like,
I'm panting from the exertion of dealing with all that, and I'm looking at the fox. You failed.
Benjamin, was ist los? Why are you talking to the fox? To the Fuchsen?
What does the fox say?
We are not going to repeat what that particular fox says.
You failed like I made them fail in Egypt.
Benjamin, was ist los?
Meet your boss, Carl.
What do you...
Go.
What do you
I
babbling about?
immediately kind of know what that means, and I pull out my gun and I point it right at the fox.
Everybody, calm down. Put your gun away, Ellie.
I'm sorry.
Carl, your boss.
I am my boss. What are you talking
Hitler,
about?
You're
genius.
What? Oh my God, this place
So
has
can I
cracked
shoot
your
it now?
mind. These places cracked your mind. It's a fox. A
Not
strange
according
fox.
to what Benjamin just seen.
Benjamin, speak clearly. Speak, as you say, speak the kings. What is you talking about?
Come here, Hitler.
Why do you keep... The Fuhrer is dead. You
Oh my god,
fool.
not you going here, little Hitler.
Carl, you somehow got a sigil on your arm to seal. You see me covered in a whole different amount of seals. Tested. Some got perfected. Why do you think it's so difficult?
Benjamin, what would happen if I shot this particular fox? I'm not taking my eyes off of it.
God, you people have gone mad.
I'm not sure, because I'm not dead, nor was I around for those experiments.
Well, I'd assume that it would jump to the next body with the bindings on it, which
Probably.
is one of our two companions here.
Yes, but only one has the more fresher mark from
You're
That
lucky I
thing.
hate him more than I hate you.
You all have gone mad. You're telling me that Adolf Hitler, the Fuhrer, is in that animal.
Only because a mistake was made.
What mistake? What happened here? What is this? We don't even know what this place is, other than some old monastery.
A room for rituals that I'm guessing none of you know about. None of you really know the dark side of what the cults do you?
Not to the extent of you.
What you...
So we can't kill it.
No, the thing should come back with us. Let the handler deal with it. I don't have the energy right now to dispel the sigil on Ben either. Nor would he be pleasantly
on
happy
who?
about it.
On yourself?
I wish. I call.
What a Freudian slip.
I was waiting for myself to slip on that too, don't worry. I mean, unless you want to be Ringo mess because I'm not perfected at it.
I don't want you doing anything. If you want to bring that animal to the handler, then so be it.
Is there any way that we can knock it out so it's not conscious?
Don't too much need to worry about. What we need to worry about is the ritual spread out more than just to Hitler.
So what you
And I'm
saying?
not
His soul is scattered amongst the ruins of this place.
We've
further.
heard of tree monsters, Carl. I think Hitler being in a couple bodies makes a little bit of sense.
Monsters. Surely they wouldn't try to do. As I'm trying to think if they bound the hollow to Hitler.
The what?
The thing that's bound to Eleanor.
The Hollow King.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Hollow King.
Surely, and I'm looking now at Gustav / Hitler.
Yeah, Gustav.
You weren't trying to bind yourself to something that old, were you?
Just stares at you.
I need more
One
answers.
thing's for sure, I am not picking that fox up anymore.
Benjamin, since you seem so keen on this and bringing this animal with us, you can carry it.
Do I sense anything with like the Hollow King or anything being bound to him?
Shall we continue looking around deeper into this?
Oh, I'm still in the circle with the harness, Carl.
Yeah. Benjamin, get the hell out of the circle.
Don't forget that Fluxen.
We need answers.
Don't suppose there's a cage there for our little fairy Fuhrer.
I mean, there was a sealed box.
Point taken.
Hitler's a furry now.
The furry Fuhrer.
The furrier.
The furrier, yeah.
The furrier.
Are there any other like doors, or is it one big chamber?
It's one big chamber, but there's that crack that is like embedded into the wall and creates almost like a tunnel.
I'm gonna take a closer look at the crack.
Yeah, I'm peering into it too with my flashlight.
You want to look into the crack. All right.
Mhm.
It is
The
dark.
crack was calling us.
It's dark.
I'm shining my flashlight in.
It's still dark.
Oh, I don't like this. I really
Oh.
don't like this.
Before I do anything more stupid, I'm going to look at the fox one more time. Is this going to give me the answers of what you're up to? And I'm pointing to the harness.
It just stares at you.
He wants me to fucking put it on. Fuck.
Do not put on that harness. Like that, as I call over my shoulder. Do not put on that harness.
I'm gonna look at the runes on the harness just to see if I can understand which one's which and what they do.
It's a mix of the runes that are on the floor, so they're meant to hold, bind, seal, transfer.
Do I see what is the harness connected to, or is it just
The ground. It's meant to hold in place.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna toss the harness, and I'm gonna go up to the fox and pick up. You're staying in my side now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go towards the crack and just with a flashlight walk through.
We're going into the crack.
Yep.
Crack. So you like walk like you would have had to move me out of the way because I'm looking in that crack right now.
Yep.
Oh,
Benjamin, please don't put that thing on your neck or any part of your body.
He would already be touching it. I have them all over.
So,
Someone get my coat.
I go grab the jacket.
the fracture is narrow but passable. One at a time, weapons angled carefully, flashlights cutting thin cones of light into the tight stone corridor. The rock inside is raw, not carved with tools. Edges fractured outward, dust still loose along the seams. The air is colder inside the crack, thinner. Gustav hesitates at the entrance. In your arms. But the passage slopes downward, steeper than the stairs above. You move carefully, boots scraping rock. The hum from the chamber fades behind you, replaced by something deeper and more irregular. The tunnel opens abruptly into a cavern that was never part of the monastery's original structure. The walls are natural limestone, damp and pale. The floor is uneven, streaked with old mineral runoff. And in the center of the cavern is a stone. It's been reshaped, melted. The rock bulges inward as though it once softened and then hardened again. Embedded in the warped stone are fragments of metal, shards from equipment, lengths of cable, pieces of something that used to be part of the harness assembly. This is where the transfer ruptured. This is where the excess went. Along the far wall, black residue stains the limestone in branching patterns that echo the geometry of the circle above. The patterns climb towards the ceiling and disappear into a fissure too small to pass through. That breathing, it's not lungs. It's the subtle shifting of mass within the stone itself. Gustav leaps out of your arms. He doesn't look at you. He looks at the warped rock. His fur lifts slightly along his spine. For a moment, the cavern is still. Just once, the warped stone pulses. A ripple passes through it like muscle under skin. A crack widens. And from within that dark seam, something moves. Not emerging fully, just testing the boundary. The presence you felt, Benjamin, in the harness is not whole here. It's the remainder, the part that didn't fit. It's aware that its container has entered the room. The cavern grows colder. Your weapons feel heavier in your hands. Gustav steps closer to the warped stone, and the thing inside shifts towards him.
Hey, Benjamin, is it possible a soul can be stuck in a stone?
Depends on the soul.
Because I think we got a problem. As I point to the stone.
I kind of gaze at the stone. So you're saying that in that Fuchsen, and in that I gesture my head to the stone. Is this is the vest is what the soul of Adolf Hitler,
Or what he was trying to take.
Can souls be split?
That sounds like nonsense.
Sounds like
With-
magic.
I've
With
heard
Gustav
of
Probably-
stuff.
Probably something some 2-bit English hack writer would come up with.
I pick up Gustav, making sure he's in my arm, and continue moving forward.
I follow behind Benjamin.
I follow.
My
Yep.
gun. I still got my gun out.
Yeah, I have
Same.
my knife out.
Okay. You step forward and scoop Gustav up against your chests. He goes still in your arms, eyes locked on the seam in the rock. The breathing sound deepens into something uneven. The warped limestone flexes, hairline cracks racing outward from the bulge in the center. Dust spills from the ceiling in thin streams. One of the metal fragments embedded in the stone jerks free and clatters across the floor. Then another. The black residue on the wall begins to move. Not dripping, not flowing, but retracting inward along its own branching lines like ink being drawn back into a pen. The fissure widens. Cold air surges outward in a violent rush, strong enough to stagger you. Flashlight beams shake across the cavern walls as footing becomes uncertain. The floor trembles beneath you in irregular contractions. Gustav lets out a sound that cuts through all of the noise. The seam in the rock splits open. Inside, there's no visible form. It's just density. A distortion in the air itself, like heat shimmer reversed, pulling light inward instead of bending it outward. The shape presses against the edge of the opening, testing the boundary of the stone. And Benjamin, you feel it instantly. The thing in the cavern recognizes the thing in your arms. The presence surges toward you, not a physical strike, but an intrusion. Your thoughts are no longer private. Images flicker at the edge of your vision. Uniforms, burning cities, maps redrawn with clinical indifference. And the entire cavern convulses. A slab of rock falls from the ceiling and shatters near the entrance tunnel, partially blocking your retreat. Dust fills the air. One of you stumbles, a weapon discharges by accident, the shot ricocheting wildly off limestone. The warp stone splits further. Something pulses through. a density of intention compressing itself into a shape of a torso for a fraction of a second before destabilizing again. Gustav twists in Benjamin's arms, not trying to flee, but straining toward it. The sigils beneath his fur flare faintly. The cavern roars. The distortion lashes outward, striking the ground where you stand. The stone blackens on contact, branching sigil patterns, burning themselves into the floor. Benjamin, your knees buckle under the pressure. The force isn't physical weight, it's ideological gravity, a will that refuses erasure, trying to reclaim coherence. The fox's eyes are no longer animal. They're focused, calculating. And then the distortion lunges directly at you, not to kill, but to merge. The cavern ceiling fractures. More rocks collapse, sealing half the chamber behind you. Dust blinds you. The sound becomes unbearable in the middle of it all. Benjamin, you're holding the vessel of something that does not want to remain divided. Everything is breaking at once. And that's when we're going to go to break.
Fuck
Oh,
you.
So, everyone, we will be right back. Please do not go anywhere. All right. We are back. So, after all of this happens, you guys are, there's no way backwards. What do you do?
Gonna have to push forward now. But I'm gonna be hoping what such a worse. I'm gonna be holding my hand out, kind of like a makeshift shield, knowing that's probably not gonna help me. I'm holding the fox tight.
Are we all like scattered, or are we all together?
You're together.
We need to find a way out of here now. I'm going
I
to
look back at where we were, like how we came in.
It's it's completely collapsed behind you. You can't even see daylight through it.
Huh.
No, I'm
I-
going to look for an exit.
There, you can go through the fissure that opened up. It's wide now.
Oh, yay.
Only way to
There's
go is
only
forward.
Carl, take point.
Yeah. I flashlight and gun out. I take point and go through the fissure.
Okay. As you push forward, stepping carefully over fallen rock, the air shifts from chaotic to oppressive. The violent movement has stopped. What remains is tension. You enter the widened fracture. The passage beyond is not natural limestone anymore. It transitions gradually, stone giving way to something smoother, darker. The walls here are lined with the same black residue you saw branching through the cavern, but here it's denser and layered as though built up over time. Your flashlight beams don't reflect properly off of it. The tunnels curve downward. After several meters, it opens into another chamber, smaller than the cavern, but structured, almost intentional. The walls are carved with incomplete sigil arrays, spiraling outward from a central pillar of rock that looks partially melted and partially sculpted. Embedded in the pillar are fragments of bone, not whole skeletons, pieces integrated into the structure. This is where the excess of the ritual stabilized. The distortion clings to the pillar, not fully manifesting, just enough to bend the air. Light fractures around it and sound dampens near it. Benjamin, when you fully step into the chamber holding Gustav, the distortion tightens and compresses. The pillar cracks down its center with a slow, deliberate split. Gustav's body goes completely still in your arms. Then he lifts his head towards you. For the first time since the collapse, the fox blinks slowly, calm, and the distortion shifts directions. The chamber sigils begin activating. One by one, black lines igniting along the carved spirals. The structure's attempting something. Completion. Benjamin, you realize what this chamber's for. The ring upstairs was containment. This place is integration. The distortion is the unstable remainder. Gustav is the stabilized core. And you just brought both pieces into the same geometry.
Fucking hell.
The central pillar fractures wider. Something begins to step forward from within the distortion. Not fully human, not fully formed, but shaped by memory and will. And it's no longer trying to escape. It's trying to become whole. You can't go back. The collapse sealed that. Forward means choosing how this completes. Your weapons up, flashlight shake in the dark. The chamber hums louder. What do?
I demand it to name itself.
How about we get it out of the circle
We're
thing? Like, go a step back by the way we came. Outside of the chamber.
I don't know if we can.
I don't think we can. I think it closed up.
Kill the fox.
If we kill the fox, I'm worried that it's going to hop to one of our buddies.
We don't want this thing to complete itself.
I mean, yeah.
But if we kill it,
Son of a bitch.
Something vibrates in your heads, in your teeth, in your bones. Words. You look at me as though I am a ghost. The black residue along the walls begins to shift, pulling slightly towards the center as it speaks. I am not a ghost. You call this failure, collapse, desperation. You mistake adaptation for defeat. The air around you, Benjamin, grows colder. Around Gustav, they feel the body's weakness. They feared capture. They feared history written by the victorious. I feared irrelevance. The distortion presses closer to Gustav. The flesh faltered. It trembled. It bled. But will. The chamber begins to vibrate. Will is architecture. And fragments of memory brush the edges of your thoughts. Crowds, flags, maps redrawn with ruthless efficiency. Speeches delivered to seas of raised arms. Not shown fully, but implied in sensation. Control, certainty, domination framed as destiny. They believed I required a throne. They were small in their imagination. A throne is visible. A body is vulnerable. But an idea only requires a carrier. I was compressed, distilled, anchored, contained. And yet, you carried me from the forest. You freed the fragments. You sought the source. You are not my enemies. You are opportunity. And it leans close, almost intimate. History bends toward those who refuse to end. I do not seek to reclaim what was. I seek to continue. The world outside is fractured, weak, uncertain. You feel it. You stand in a ruin because they feared what I represented. They feared coherence. And this thin crack spreads down the pillar.
I'm going to reach my hand back. Vesper, cut my hand.
I grab
Give
Benjamin's hand.
me form, not as I was, as something better. And it shifts towards Benjamin again. You have already touched the architecture. I do not require armies. I require alignment.
Vesper, cut my hand now.
I make a quick slice with my dagger across his palm.
I'm going to look to Nancy. You've been in my head. I will destroy this place. Name yourself.
And it make a guile check.
Come on, my guy list. 20.
Okay.
Chris, can I borrow your dice or just borrow your good luck?
So the distortion doesn't recoil, it steadies itself. The warped pillar splits another inch.
You speak of destruction as though it is unfamiliar to me. You mistake proximity for intrusion. You open the architecture. I responded. As for a name is a banner. Banners burn. I was given many titles. Führer, Reichskanzler.
Am I hearing this too?
Oh yeah, speaking to everybody.
But titles belong to bodies. I am not that body. I am well refined. I am conviction without frailty. I am the refusal to conclude. If you require a name for what stands before you, call me what remains.
Carl, I just breathed out loud. Horror.
This is the first time ever you've been in the presence of Hitler.
Yeah.
In any form.
I tighten. I hear what Carl says, and I tighten the grip on my pistol.
Oh. I thought you were like, I tighten my booty.
Oh, that too. My butt is clenched.
Yeah, my ass cheeks clenched.
Like, oh.
Are you the
World has
only
been
one in
fucked by
charge
him enough.
of? Were you the one only in charge of this realm, or back in Egypt as well?
It looks to you. It doesn't have a face. But you can almost see one as it contemplates an answer. And
I was never confined to a single chamber. Power is not geographic, it's structural.
and a faint ripple moves through the pillar again.
Egypt was not mine. Egypt was opportunity. Old symbols, old rites, old arrogance. They believe their antiquity gave them dominion over forces they barely understood. They approached me. They believe I required the knowledge to transcend defeat. They misunderstood. They were useful. I did not command Egypt. I exploited it. The monastery was refinement. The forest was containment. Egypt was acquisition. And now I am no longer confined to what they built.
Built and then burned. You will not complete what they started. I'm gonna try, whoever is behind me, I'm gonna try to hand the fox back to them.
That would be me.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's I'm the one that got your palm, so I scruff it. I'm not wanting to touch this thing, so I'm scruffing it. I'm scruffing Hitler.
Carl, I'm just, my hand is shaking. I'm kind of like looking at it like, what? Eyes are darting around.
So it notices.
You have seen the image.
The warped pillar flickers, and for the briefest moment, the distortion sharpens into something almost human. A narrow face, a rigid posture, the small mustache casting a thin shadow across a lip pulled too tight.
I step in front of Carl.
You were taught to fear the photograph. Fear is efficient. I am not the man you studied. That man was limited by flesh. You are reacting to a symbol. Symbols endure longer than bodies. Tell me, is it the mustache that frightens you?
Dead.
I can abandon that. I can abandon the uniform. I can abandon the name. But you cannot abandon what I represent.
You are dead.
I'm standing in.
Make a resolve check.
I'm standing in front of Carl and I'm pointing my pistol at the pillar.
Okay.
Resolve check, you said?
Yep.
$20. 22.
Okay, you hold your resolve.
I kind of gained some little strength in my voice. You died. You left us in the ruin. We followed you. We believed in you, and I just holding the gun is kind of rising, but it's still it is. If it wasn't visibly shaking before, it's shaking now. I'm holding my 38 special.
It recognizes Ellie stepping in front.
You choose defiance. A weapon forged in flesh. I no longer possess flesh. You stand between fear and function.
And the temperature near you drops.
prickles the back of your neck. You believe this posture protects him. Protection is loyalty. Loyalty is alignment. Alignment is power. And the barrel of your pistol begins to vibrate. You are closer to understanding than he is. And it flickers as it changes profile just for a second into
Fucking bitch. You fucking asshole.
your husband before flickering again into a formless density. You fear repetition. So do I.
I smear the blood on my fingers so I can start and begin to draw a sigil to disrupt any sigils in the area, which is one of my abilities. If I go back to it.
Okay.
Is there anybody between me and the gun and the pillar?
No.
How many rounds do I have?
What are you carrying?
The 1911.
You would have 10 rounds plus one in the chamber.
So 10 rounds.
It would be 11. 10 rounds in the magazine, one in the chamber.
Oh no, I'm shooting the pillar.
Okay. All right. So, deafening in this enclosed space. The muzzle flash lights the chamber in a violent burst of orange and whites. The round strikes the pillar dead center. Stone explodes outward. Fragments tear free in a spray of dust and shattered limestone. The impact cracks through the warped rock with a sharp, splitting report. For half a second, nothing happens. Then the distortion reacts by expanding. The bullet does not pass cleanly through. It slows as it enters the warped stone, as if moving through thick liquid, and then vanishes, swallowed into the blackened geometry embedded within. The pillar fractures violently, cracks spider outward in every direction, racing along the carved sigils like veins igniting under skin. The chamber lights flicker and die. Only flashlight beams remain, shaking in the chaos. The distortion surges upward. The air compresses so violently that everyone staggers. The hum becomes a roar, low and seismic, vibrating teeth and bone. The pillar splits completely down the center. From within it, the density unfurls, no longer trying to approximate a body, no longer subtle. It spills upward and outward in a column of blackened air, folding in on itself in sharp, angular motions. The sigils along the chamber walls ignite fully now, burning white hot in spirals that stretch from floor to ceiling. Gustav screams. This time there's no mistaking it. The sound is layered animal overlaid with something furious and intelligent. Benjamin, you nearly drop him as the fox's body arches, sigils beneath its fur blazing through the hair in thin lines of light. The distortion lashes toward him, not gently or asking. The chamber convulses, rock collapses from the ceiling. One of the flashlights shatters under falling debris. The fracture behind you seals further as more stone crashes down. The distortion collides with the fox in Benjamin's arms and rebounds violently. A shockwave slams outward, knocking everyone off their feet. The cavern floor blackens where the two forces meet. The distortion recoils, unstable now. It's incomplete, and the gunshot broke something delicate in the geometry. The voice returns. You fracture what you do not comprehend.
Benjamin does not have the fox. I do.
Right.
I would help.
Well, all that still happens. And then something happens.
Sorry, guys.
Oh no, Carl's gonna do something. Carl messed up.
Carl did fuck up. I just typically fuck up worse. We all know this.
Well, we also have that redeem.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
So we had a redemption to invoke a sigil. So I'm going to pull up my document. I rolled for it.
Oh no.
Let's ask the viewer who they would like it to affect. Would it be you guys, one of you specifically, or
it?
Or the entity?
Mystery effect.
Or it can be a mystery effect.
He's saying me. Yep.
Okay.
I know where you work.
Don't you see him tomorrow?
No. I think he has his own route tomorrow.
All right. So, with that, as the humanoid shape drags itself upright from the blackened floor, something interrupts the chamber's geometry. Not from the pillar, not from the distortion, from almost like it's from outside the narrative. The sigils carved into the walls flicker out of sequence. One spiral along the left side of the chamber flares bright white, cutting across the others. It does not belong to the original design. It overlays them sharp and deliberate, like fresh ink on an old manuscript. Benjamin, you feel it. A line of heat across your spine, not burning, but drawing. The spiral on the wall shifts orientation and then, without crossing the distance physically, appears mirrored across your chest in faint luminous geometry. Your breath steadies unnaturally. The panic in the chamber dulls at the edges. The roar of the distortion becomes clearer, like static resolving into signal. You can see the structure now. Not visually, but conceptually. The humanoid mass trying to incarnate is incomplete because the transfer was never symmetrical. The remainder in the pillar is unstable energy, ego without containment. Gustav is containment without completion. The invoked sigil binds awareness to architecture. For the next moments, you understand the pattern. you see the weakness. The humanoid form staggers forward, stone cracking beneath its feet. It reaches at you, Benjamin, because the sigil on your chest has made you legible. It speaks.
You alter the equation.
The sigil pulses, and you understand that if you step into the center of the chamber and redraw the outer containment geometry with your own movement, mirroring the spiral on the wall, you can destabilize the forming body. But it will cost you. Exposure will deepen. The mark will never fade.
He was already working out, trying to figure out how to stabilize it. So seeing this, he's gonna begin. He's gonna follow the alignment so he can destabilize all of this.
Okay. All right. With that, I need you to make 2 checks. The first is a resolve.
Six, 5, 3.
6, 5, and 3.
14.
So far. One.
I'm gonna
that's
stand
15.
by with Siphon Wound in case it hurts him
Okay.
to try to like maybe
That's cocked.
hit us both not as hard.
Moving these dice because it keeps breaking it. Okay, 6. That's 13. Another 6. So 19 now. 1. So it's 20. Minus 4. So that's 16. Plus resolve. So 20.
Just succeeds. Okay. So now you need to make an aptitude check. Actually, I'm sorry. First, you need to make a finesse to get past this distortion.
I'll start not great. That's better. Okay. 13. Let's do this one first. 13 minus 5 is 12. 4, 6. 4, so. Wait, what? 13 minus.
13 minus 5.
Yeah. That's not 12.
That's 8.
That's 8 plus 4, so that's now up to 12. 13. 12. 18.
Success.
Oh,
Okay. And now you need to make an aptitude check to redraw. Now, I will tell you the difficulty on this is extreme.
Oh.
what does
do you
that
have to put, like a
entail?
25?
It's a high number.
You can do it.
You can believe.
So, see,
I will just say his last roll would not have passed. In extreme.
Man, it's probably got to be a 25 or a 30.
Oh, fuck.
25.
Okay. What was that noise for?
Was that a pass?
We're about to find out, aren't we?
Oh.
So, Benjamin, you move. Not recklessly, not rushing. You angle past the forming humanoid mass. The thing reacts instantly. Its unfinished limb snapping towards you, but it hesitates because the sigil burning across your chest has altered the geometry of the room. You're not just a target now, you're part of the system. You step into the outer perimeter of the chamber. The spiral on the wall flares brighter, and the faint mirrored lines across your torso begin to rotate slowly like an unseen compass correcting itself. The distortion lunges and it clips your shoulder as it passes. And you feel it for a split second. It's not pain, but pressure. A flood of images tries to pour into you. Stadiums, maps, borders drawn in red. Absolute conviction without doubt. And you push through it. You reach the outer ring carved faintly into the floor, the remnants of the chamber stabilizing boundary. You drag your palm that you had cut across the stone. The sigil responds, not to the shape of your hand, but to the intention behind it. The spiral on the wall mirrors the motion, projecting its geometry across the chamber floor in white, hot lines. The incomplete spirals ignite in sequence as you complete the arc, connecting broken segments that had gone dormant when the ritual ruptured. The distortion howls, not audibly but in vibration. The humanoid form flickers violently as edges destabilizing as the geometry around it tightens. The outer ring seals. The blackened sigil beneath its feet locks into place. The chamber stops shaking. The distortion stumbles as if though gravity has shifted. The spiral continues its rotation, now enclosing the forming body in a tightened field of structure. The sigils along the walls burn steadily, no longer chaotic but aligned. You feel the cost immediately. The sigil across your chest burns inward, not scorching the skin but etching something deeper. Your heartbeat synchronizes with the spiral's rhythm. Your thoughts sharpen painfully, clarity bordering on overload. You understand every carved mark in the chamber at once. It's too much understanding. The humanoid form collapses inward, compressing under the reasserted geometry. The black residue pulls back from the walls, reacting toward the center as if sucked into a drain. The distortion contracts again, smaller, denser, and contained. Gustav lets out a low, steady sound, not a scream this time, but this odd tone. The fox steps forward on his own and places a paw onto the reacted outer ring as it snatches free of you.
Jesus.
The spiral completes. The distortion condenses into a core of black mass no larger than a human heart, suspended just above the carved sigil in the center. It beats once and then goes still. The chamber is silent. The pillar is rubble. The walls no longer shift. Benjamin, you stagger as the spiral from your chest fades from light to a scar, faint lines beneath the skin, geometric and permanent. You have redrawn the outer geometry. The remainder is contained again. But this time it's not anchored to stone. It's anchored to the system you just completed, and Benjamin, you are now a part of that system.
Yay!
Which means, Benjamin,
Yeah.
you can never leave this room.
Huh?
What?
I stumble before taking a seat. Understand
You can't even move out of the circle you are in. You can, but it will break the seal. As you have invoked what you now see as the 13th sigil.
Go.
No,
It's time.
I'm
for you
not
guys
leaving
to go.
you.
We don't have a choice.
Can I step into the circle?
Could try.
Do I have a key to the collar?
Yeah.
I step in and take off Benjamin's collar.
Okay.
And I take it outside. I drop the remote and I smash it.
Okay.
That collar. The collar that nobody knew that I had the remote to.
It's time you guys return to him. Tell him the 13th is finished and awakened.
What do we do with the fox?
Come here. And I'm speaking to the fox.
As it walks towards the center of the circle, it turns to ash.
One less worry. Go on.
What happens if you leave? You need to leave. I'm not leaving you behind.
Then what I have sealed will be unleashed.
I don't think we have a choice but to leave him. Hopefully our handler will send people to keep him company in the meantime.
Do you mean the handler that didn't give us all the fucking information that will probably lie to our face saying that, oh yeah, we'll send a team and not? That handler?
I believe so.
One word of advice. Don't drink anything strange. Don't touch strange creatures. If you don't understand it, don't touch. As you now see, there's more to the world than what you guys understood. And the 13th sigil, including the handler, knows.
Alright. I sheath my dagger.
I holster my gun.
I'm just standing there with like my gun kind of like on the ground.
Let's find a way out of here. I look for a way out. Since the way we came in was blocked off.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, okay. So, the chamber reopens as You all leave. And the climb out is slow. Not because the passage is long, but because none of you are ready for what it means to reach the top. The narrow corridor carved open by the chamber does not resemble the fracture you entered through. This one feels intentional. Cleaner edges, steadier footing. The system has rebalanced. It no longer thrashes, but guides. Your boots scrape against stone still warm from ritual's flare. Dust coats your clothes, your hands, the inside of your mouths. None of you speak. The only sound is breathing and the occasional loose pebble dislodged between you. Halfway up, if any of you glance back, you see the passage is already dimming. It's narrowing like a wound knitting shut. When you reach the base of the monastery stairs, the circular chamber above is quiet. The broken harness is gone. The sigils in that room have faded to faint carvings in rock, no longer active and no longer glowing. The fracture in the wall is sealed. There's no way back to him. The stairwell feels longer than before. Your flashlights cut through still air that now carries no hum, no vibration. Whatever tension saturated the structure has been pulled downward and anchored. When you push open the side door and step outside, the wind returns. It doesn't rush in. It simply exists again. Birds call from the tree line as though nothing beneath the monastery ever stirred. The mountain air feels warmer than it should. The sky has shifted toward evening. Time passed differently underground. Ellie, you pause at the threshold, looking back at the door and see it hangs slightly ajar, swaying faintly in the breeze. But there's no bell tone now, no grinding stone, no breathing. As you all let out an exhale, the monastery stands as it did when you arrived, weathered, aging, inert. If someone were to walk up the mountain tomorrow, they would find nothing but abandoned architecture and silence. No distortion, no pillar, no fox, only stone. You make your way down the gravel path toward your vehicle. The broken containment collar you found earlier is gone as well. No trace remains at the base of the wall. The world is unaltered. It's the most unsettling part. As the engine turns over and headlights cut through the descending dusk, Saint Odilia recedes in the rearview mirror. Its silhouette against the mountainside grows smaller with each bend in the road. None of you say his name. None of you need to. For far beneath the monastery, in a chamber carved into rock and sealed by geometry older than war, the 13th sigil holds steady. Benjamin stands at its center. The black horse suspended before him beats in slow, contained rhythm. He feels the world above as distant pressure, weather shifting, seasons turning, footsteps that will never reach him. He cannot step beyond the outer line. He does not try. The spiral etched into his chest pulses faintly, synchronizing with the core. Guardian and remainder, perfect equilibrium. Outside, the forest moves again. Wind in branches, gravel under tires, civilization returning mile by mile. Behind you, the monastery disappears around a curve in the mountain road. The story does not end in triumph. It ends in containment. Now, as you all travel back, handing in your equipment, handing in your paperwork and all of your reports.
I hand everything in except for the Ashwood Codex.
You all expect your handler to be dismissive of Benjamin. You saw the relationship that was there. He was untrusted.
I throw Benjamin's jacket that I kept with me in front of the handler, along with the key and the smashed box and collar.
He lets out a sigh, and something changes in him, including his voice. I can't believe he didn't make it home. And he takes the jacket and rubs his fingers along the collar where these sweat stains would be. I took this job to protect him. He did not know who I was, but I knew who he was. I will miss you, son.
Wait, what?
So, as everything is turned in,
I looked at him and was like, he's not technically dead.
he is where we cannot reach. So, Carl. What does Carl do after ending this? Does he carry on to the next case? Does he take a break? Does he leave Division 13 completely?
He would request after everyone left, he'd stay behind and he'd look at the handler. I trust this settles my debt and my debt.
It does, but you are more than welcome to continue on with Division 13 of your own accord, or you will be marked as a free man and able to join society in Europe or America if you so wish. We have a project that we're forming. For now, it's classified, but it's called Project Paperclip, and we're integrating people into American society.
I have no wish to see America outside of Port Call Liberty. I will return to Wilhelmshaven and continue my work running the business, the family business. Speaking of family, there is a matter I wish to discuss with you.
I heard you called my son a dog. I'm kidding.
Says the guy who sent his son into a situation like that. I'm getting chided by a parent. There is a matter I have not been honest with about. My brother. Has been missing since the end of the war. Let us just say he was far more devoted to the cause of the Reichs than I was. I learned it has been a secret, but my brother Maximilian, I have come to learn, was a member of an organization within the Reich that seemed to be
the Obsidian Sun.
Yes.
I know.
You knew.
Of course. Would I not be doing my job if I didn't know?
I would very much like to know the whereabouts of him, whether he lives or is dead.
Anything to do with the Obsidian Sun is classified. So, if you wish to know the whereabouts of your brother, if he is alive or dead, then you can do so if you remain part of Division 13. But if you are not part of Division 13, I cannot divulge that information. Nobody outside this organization knows they exist.
Then you may call upon me. I will be at my home and business in Wilhelmshaven. Consider me a member of Division 13.
And he slides you a badge that has an ID already made. Almost like he knew. Okay. Ellie.
I make sure that the handler's alone. And this does not leave this room, please. As I slide over the Ashwood Codex.
I will ensure you and your husband both get stations nearby. You are not the first. You will not be the last. This thing has a way of drawing people in.
Yeah, that's not what's here. It has me worried. It was supposed to say secret.
All secrets have their way of getting out.
Is there a way that we can keep it completely classified for the rest of the division?
Well, your location will be classified as well, so that's not an issue. But listen, I know we're in the beginning of this, what they're calling a Cold War, but you're just as American as everyone else.
Yeah, but my parents are not, and my siblings follow.
Well, everything you do will be classified, as long as you stay with the division.
Guess I have no choice. Is he back?
Yes, he's been waiting. He's a little worse for wear this time.
We both are. And I'm sorry that I couldn't bring your son home.
It's the nature of the job that we deal with. Just while you're doing this job, don't have children. It's bad enough to be married and doing this job.
Yeah.
Get your things prepared. We will move you in the next few days.
And I go off to find my husband.
Okay. Shauna.
Yes.
So with this, you have a choice. You were already free within Division 13. You can continue to stay with them, maybe learn more about yourself, things like that. You can leave Division 13 and go off on your own.
I look a little undecided for a moment, kind of tapping my finger on the handler's desk. I think I need to stay within the testing grounds for some time so that we can discover what's happening with my blood, unless you guys know more than you've let me in on. I think it's important that we know what's going on with me, and if need be, take me for missions.
Of course, you know that we have revealed that you are our greatest experiment.
Yeah.
The things that we did to you did not succeed on others.
Well, here's to more successes.
Okay. Vesper.
Yep.
Is Vesper going to continue with Division 13, or is she going to go off on her own?
She holds the book. The one that she is bound to. And is trying to keep out of the hands of those who would use it. You already know my answer.
Very well. I will let you know when you have your next assignment.
I nod as I go off to the archives.
Benjamin.
Hi.
How does Benjamin spend his days within this circle, within this chamber, knowing that he can never leave?
He's gonna first find simple things to do, keep himself in shape, find a routine, but he's gonna go more in depth and trying to understand all the sigils and everything like that, working them, everything like that, including the new one on his chest. He's also gonna see if there's a way for, as Egyptian legends go, to release your spirit to travel the world through a spirit, to see if he can make contact with his group.
Okay. So, Carl, you are kept inside of Division 13. You go back home, take over the family business, continue it, all while still working for Division 13, calling upon them calling upon you when you are needed, mostly when it comes to heavy German influence, you being German and knowing the language and the culture, you're spending a lot of time around that area, all the while still looking for answers about your brother's whereabouts, if he has survived. You have learned about the collapse of the Obsidian Sun, but most of them have scattered. Some of them were involved in this Project Paperclip you heard of that is forming, and you continue to look for answers as you continue to do the job. For the next 20 years of your life, you find that your brother was moved to America under assumed identity. He now lives, you couldn't quite get an exact location, but somewhere in the Midwest. He owns a business. He has a family. You have nephews and nieces. And from what you can tell, he knows what you are doing. He knows of your job. He knows that you look for him, and perhaps after 20 years of searching, if you wish, you can head to the Midwest and find him. You are given, whether you take a leave of absence or you announce your retirement. After 20 years of service to Division 13, you are given full citizenship to whatever country you so choose.
I would remain in Germany.
Okay.
Okay, where in the Midwest?
That's up to him. It's up to him to find.
I would remain in Germany, but I'd make one last visit to the United States.
Okay. And in doing so, you find your brother in an undisclosed state, in a classified state. Just for the fact that we may revisit these characters. You are angry at your brother for his involvement. You learn that he went along with it at first until they pushed too far. Until things became blatantly obvious. And you learn that he defected much sooner than you were led on. and he was very crucial in providing intelligence that helped end the war. You meet your nieces and nephews, 2 boys, 1 girl. You spend some time in the horrible Midwest before going back to Germany and living out the rest of your life running your family business. Ellie, you also you and your husband spend the next 10 years as guardians. Various encounters, rumors of the Hollow King still existing. In your 10 years of guarding this place, you did not see him once. Eventually, a weight is lifted as someone else must have taken the oath. And in doing so, you return back to working for Division 13 for the next 10 years, 15 years. You and your husband have worked on occasion with Carl again when needed. You spend some of your off time just going back to the monastery to sit on the steps and visit.
Oh, I'm definitely researching how to get Benjamin out of.
And nothing comes of it. As you eventually hit the point where you and your husband are ready to retire. And start a family. Be normal. And at this point, it's okay to be Russian again. Cold War is over. Or ending. At this point of your retirement, you are hearing, this point it's in the 90s, you're hearing of the collapse of the USSR. And really? and it's okay to accept that again. Shauna.
Yes.
You also spend the next, for you, 30, maybe even 40 years in service to Division 13. Honing your abilities, learning more about the things that you can do, and becoming Division 13's greatest weapon. Being sent out on solo missions, you become the ultimate spy for Division 13. Stuff of legends that people will talk about for decades to come. Until you ultimately decide you want to retire. You've had enough of the killing. You've had enough of being sent all over the world. You're ready to just be you and settle down. Whether that's with a significant other and starting a family, or staying on your own. That's what you do. Well into the foreseeable future. Vesper, you again continue with Division 13, becoming one of the greatest archivists that they've ever had. Keeping knowledge, multiple tomes. Eventually, Division 13 begins a massive library and asks you to head up that division, the division of archivist, where you become the head archivist. You don't ever have to go to the field again if you don't want to. You are able to just sit surrounded by books, researching, studying, learning new languages, researching maybe throughout these 20 plus years, reaching out to Ellie, also trying to figure out a way to get Benjamin out, but coming up with nothing. Eventually you can choose to retire, leaving the technical books behind, but perhaps, who knows, maybe in the future when we visit a new time, Vesper becomes a well-known author. Whether it's of fiction or fantasy or nonfiction, or perhaps something that holds itself to fiction but is not. Perhaps they write a guidebook. And Benjamin, you try to keep yourself entertained. The first year is the hardest. Somehow not relying on any type of sustenance. Maybe it's this bond that's keeping you alive. The next 10 years passes. Your hair grows longer. A beard grows long down your face, of course unable to shave. And you, at this point, have given up all hope, if there was ever any left. Another 5 years passes, now accumulating to 15 years. To the point that your mental stability is beginning to break, no matter what you do. You talk to the sigils. You feel that they respond back to you. Then another 5 years. After 20 years of living inside this prison, you feel a new sense as a audible rumble echoes in the chamber, and you look down at your feet. And the 13th sigil has cracked. And with it, your bond has been broken.
And the entity that you kept in place for over 20 years has been freed.
What?
And that's where we end.
What?
What?
So,
Does that mean that Benjamin can leave?
sure, if he can find a way out.
That's kind of fucked up.
That is really fucked up, dude.
Well, you guys chose all this.
Yeah, shit.
So, this case file is now closed.
Fuck you.
If you believe something followed you out, do not acknowledge it. Next time, in 2 weeks, as a reminder, we'll be off next week, as it's the last Sunday of the month. But in 2 weeks, we are starting a new case file with some new characters and a new time. We are going to be in the 1980s. It is going to be a ton of fun jumping into the 80s, jumping into the heart of the Cold War.
Yeah.
Russians everywhere. Everything's blamed on Russians in the 80s. Somebody sneezes wrong and it's the Russians' fault. So if you're a fan of Stranger Things, come find us. You're going to see some hints of things of that sort. And who knows, maybe one of the younger characters here could still be in that. They're still around. I mean, some of the other characters are going to be a little too old to operate. But yeah, and who knows, we're going to go from there. It'll be the next 3-episode arc. And we will have some fun in the 80s. So, with that being said, thank you for watching. We're so glad to have you here. And we'll see you in the next containment. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey.